Hey, welcome to Module 1, where we are going to discuss about what is a meltdown. So before we can even get to the behavior part, we need to talk about what is a meltdown. So a meltdown, just to kind of break it apart, is this. A meltdown is something your child cannot control. That means even after you give them something that normally calms them down, they're not feeling it. You like, oh my gosh, I gave them this, I gave them that. They have reached a meltdown. It might be too overwhelming for them. It might be too much noise going on. It might be too much light. But whatever it is, everything has shut down. So that logic part is gone. And now it's like an alarm going off in their head. Like if you kind of think about an alarm, what I mean by that, if you think about a smoke detector, when there's smoke, what happens? It starts this loud noise, and that's basically like what's going on. This is alarm that's going on in the head, and the logic is not there. And so no matter what you do, you cannot self-regulate them. They will not self-regulate. And so that way you have to show this empathy and kind of let them know you are safe. It's okay. I'm here with you. And that's what a meltdown is. It's out of their control. Versus a temper tantrum, they might come to you like, mommy, I want some candy, or they might, if they're nonverbal, they may bring you the piece of candy, and then you're like no, and they go, yeah, you're gonna have a temper tantrum. I know how kids act. Well, I got myself kind of dizzy, but they're like, ah, and you're like, okay, let me know when you're done, and then you give them the candy, and then they go back, the behavior stops, and then they're good. That's the difference between a meltdown and a tantrum. And so you might be thinking, well, how does this happen? Where does this come from? And it's come from them being triggered. So a lot of times, when there's a trigger, a lot of times for my son, it's whenever his schedule is changed or something is out of his normal routine. And so now it triggers him, oh my gosh, this is not okay. That's not right. This is supposed to happen, not this. And it throws them out their routine. And it's just like with us adults. When something is off or out of schedule, you may notice a change in how you feel, your mood, and different things. Well, it's the same thing, but they see it totally different. And so usually if they feel it overwhelmed, it could be something as simple as the light being too bright that could trigger them and cause them to have a meltdown. Or it's too loud, because some kids go like this. I say this a lot as a behavior tech, that when it's too loud, they go, and then I'm like, okay, y'all, we got to do, hey, y'all, hey, like if it's somebody else in the room, can you quiet it down some? Because my friend is not happy. And so I could kind of stop that behavior before it happens. And so once, and so that's usually that sign. And so we kind of break this down. So we're gonna try to look at it. Just think of a light, a traffic light. You have your green, your yellow, and your red, and that's how we're gonna break this down. First, what is the green zone for your child? So first is this: they're happy, they're in a good mood. You might say, come here, baby, and they come here and they compliant. They doing exactly what you're saying. They're in this very good mood. Now let's go to the warning zone. That's the yellow. So you might say, one of the things that I know that's behavior tech is like a repetitive that they're rocking and different things, specific things, and you may notice that they zone it out a little bit more. That's a sign. That's something you need to pay attention to, because that means they're about to go into behavior. And so they're like, or something like that. And so then you might say, hey, can you write this down, or can you get that? And they're like, no. And then now it's the red. Oh my gosh, they come to behavior. And they falling down to the floor, and they screaming and they yelling and different things, and now you're in the red zone. And so that's kind of how that looks. So now you're seeing the difference between a meltdown versus a temper tantrum, because a meltdown, keep in mind, they cannot control what's going on. The logic is switched off, and now they're about to go into full-blown behavior, where when it's a tantrum, they can ease after you give it to them, give them whatever they're asking for, the behavior stops, and then we're good. So that's module 1. Now we're about to go to module 2. So this is our second module, and it's called Preparation is Power. And I'm so excited about this one, because one of the things is when school first got out, my son had meltdowns like crazy. We talked about meltdowns in our last module, but his routine was off. he was not ready for this, and he got so used to being around his teachers the whole year. And keep in mind, it was so hard on him because of the fact that we're already in a new area. We've only been here for a year, and so his schedule has been the same since school started. And then also, it was his first time being back in school because he did ABA therapy for a good minute before I allowed him to go back to school. And so now his routine has changed again, so that's another change, and so that caused a lot of meltdowns for him. And so what I had to do is come up with a plan of action, and I'm going to give it to you step by step exactly with the plan of action that I did for myself, for my son, so I can kind of help him. Because when you have a predictable routine for your child, kids with autism love a structure, schedule, routine. You do the exact same thing every day with the schedule. Now, it might kind of, you know, a little bit like you might go to a park or something, but for the most part, the schedule is consistent. And when that schedule is anything did that schedule, that's when you know it's behavior. And so that's what we're going to talk about. I'm going to give y'all the exact plan of action that I had when I was dealing with my son when he first got out of school. So okay, so one of the things, you want to create a predictable routine. And so how I kind of have this is I have visuals for him. So if you think about a visual, it's a printout that they could see. I put mine on the refrigerator. I have mine near the TV. And I have another one kind of in the bathroom area. And so these are visuals. If you think about a classroom, when you first go into a classroom, what do you see? You see a picture of rules. You see a picture of the schedule. But it's giving them something visual they could see, so they could actually see it. And so the second thing is that transition. When it comes to transition, anytime there was a transition to the next thing, I make sure I gave him a warning of whether it's a minute, 5 minutes, or different things. Because usually, let's say that they're playing a video game or they're on a tablet, and then you just go, okay, we gotta go, not for to have a full-blown behavior because you didn't prepare me for this, but I'm in the middle of something. What do you mean? But if you give them those prompts, or you know, let them know ahead of time, like 5 minutes before, hey, so and so, baby, we're gonna stop this. We got to go, get ready to leave, to go out or go to the store, different things. That kind of helps to prepare for it. And so you want to announce, like for instance, let's say that they're playing, hey, like with me, hey, Gabriel, you got about 5 minutes and then we're going to go ahead and eat dinner. Or, hey, Gabriel, it's 5 minutes and we got ready to go to the store. Just giving those kind of mental preps before it actually happens. And that way, when they finally do, they prepare for it. Okay, so, and I think that's all I did. And if you need a timer too, another thing is if you could get them a timer, so when the timer go off, they already know, okay, I got to stop. So that helps too. So I think that's what I did. Okay, so the second thing is you want to set up a calming environment and a sensory safe space. So what I do, I don't have it in this apartment, but in my last apartment, I have this calm area, and it had like what you call it, the weighted blanket that you get off Amazon, whatever. I have like a thing with a bunch of sensory toys, like fidgets. What I mean by fidget, you know, like the fidget spinner they used to have, or blocks, or something that's a sensory thing that he could play with, something that he could squish, or just your 5 senses. Anything to do with their 5 senses, like smell, touch, all of those. That's a sensory place. So in that area, it had like a weighted blanket. It had like a bean bag. I had an area with books, and it's just a bunch of stuff that's his calm area. And so when you want to do that, so these are things you could get. You could do like a weighted blanket or a lap pad, or noise canceling headphones, because some children, I saw this a lot when I worked as a behavior therapist, they had on headphones the whole time, because y'all know in classrooms and different things, it could get a lot of noise when there's a bunch of people. And so, like I said, also you could do like a stress ball, a lava lamp, soft lighting, books, or calming cards. Also, those are things. And guess what? Y'all get all of this off like Temu or Amazon, whichever you prefer. And so, and that's how you do it. So in this quiet area, like for instance, if I see my son get upset, now when he gets upset, I kind of do like here. because my apartment's so small, what I kind of do is I kind of set everything up right, and then what I do is I'm like, hey, do you need a squeeze? And he'll like squeeze my arm. When I see that those signs that I talk about in module 1, I notice that he's not being compliant. He's saying no, like, do you need a squeeze? Do you need a hug or something? Or, and I give him my blanket, because for some reason he loves my blanket, or I give him my blanket, something for comfort and different things like that. And so, and that's what helps. And so it'll help him kind of self-regulate and get back to normal. And then once I notice that he's back to normal, where he needs to be at, then I'll just go on with my routine of the day. So these are something you could do. Like, you may be wondering, well, what happens when I'm not at home, when I'm in public, and different things. And so this is something that I have in my car. Like, I have a sensory bag. It's like I keep it in the back of my car, because I only want him to use this when he gets upset. I don't want him to use it as every day, because then when it's time to calm down, then it's not gonna use, it's not gonna regulate. Oh, I need to calm down. So I keep it in the back of my car. And so what you could do, and so just kind of just going back from my behavior as a behavior tech, is you want to make a sensory kit you take everywhere, especially for environments that you know there's going to be a lot of noise, a lot of light, and different things like school, church, and different things like that. It might be good for you to have this bag, so when they do go to school, like, hey, use this bag for the teachers. So if they do, just give him this, and it's to help calm him down. So, and another thing that I do with my son, I forgot to say this, we do like a technique, is that, hey, I see that you're upset, I see that you're angry, do we need to make a bubble? And basically it's a 10-second count that I do, very funny. Like, let's make a bubble. Let's count. 1. Let's, like a bubble. Let's go. 1, 2. And we do that 10 times. You go, okay, it's time to pop it. And he loves that, and that kind of helps him. But for something that you could do for like a sensory bag, you can have like sunglasses for if it's too bright. You can have like headphones, like I said, they sell on Amazon. It's basically headphones that is specifically for noise. You want to have chewies, fidget spinners, different things, snack, water, and a comfort item, which is like a small blanket, or maybe like their favorite toy, like a soft toy. Okay, so another thing is what we want to do. We want to talk about visual tools. And so basically, when the meltdowns are triggered, you can help your child express themselves. I noticed in behavior, when I was a behavior tech, that some of them had an iPad, and they was able to point to, especially if they're nonverbal, they was able to point to, like, I'm feeling upset, I'm feeling, because it's helping them to express themselves. So what you want to do is, like, you got a PECS, and that's basically a picture exchange. So basically, it's a picture communication system, basically. And so what it is just, it's a visual. So for a while, when my son was younger, I used this. So basically, it's a picture of the emotions, like an emotion chart. Like if he was upset, he'll be able to point to the different things. You got, like I said earlier, with the iPads, some people use communication cards, and an emotion wheel. You can also order that off of Amazon. An emotion wheel where they can kind of turn it, and it kind of shows them how they feel and different things like that. So that's basically what you can use. Another thing is you want to practice common skills before they need it. And that's what I was telling y'all earlier about we did like the bubble. We make a bubble. It helps with the breathing. It helps bring the breathing under control to kind of calm them down. You want to do a squeeze. Sometimes, like I was telling y'all earlier, we do a squeeze this where he squeezed my arm, or you can get them to squeeze their hand like this. And this, I was just squeeze, or something like that. You could also let them count to 10. Let's count to 10. And some of them might rock 1, 2, whatever it is, whatever makes it help them. And then you can say, with my son, whenever he used to get on the bus, because it was so much noise, we had like a little song. When I'm on the bus, I sit down, quiet my hands in my lap. And so he started doing it like normal. When I'm on the bus, I quiet mouth, sit down, hands in my lap. And that was something he used to help him with noise. So there's so many things you can do to help them before they get into the behavior, to kind of help them self-regulate. And so basically those are the tips I use with my son. You can do the same thing with them. And so basically, like I said earlier, it's preparations to prepare you to keep them from going into behavior. So we're going to move on to module 3. Y'all, we're at the meat of the course. What to do when your child goes in behavior. And I know you like, finally, girl, I'm glad you got here. But the reason why I did module 1 and 2 is to kind of give you a reason of what's going on. Like, why are meltdowns? What triggers them? What you can do to prepare yourself so you can kind of prevent this step. But if the step happens, it's life. Y'all know how the same with us as adults. We have those moments when we just have a bad day. You don't want to be bothered. And so you might be like, you might start fussing, or you might have an attitude with somebody. But it's part of life. And just like for you, it's the same thing with your child. You might have did everything you can to prevent them from going there, and they still go into behavior. And it's okay. It's just a part of life. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to talk about what to do when your child goes into behavior. But the first thing we're going to talk about is what not to do. So the first thing you don't want to start yelling at them. Did I tell you? What are you doing? You're embarrassing me. What's wrong with you? I did it before. I know. I did it before, so I understand. Yes, it's very frustrating. You've already gone through stuff. And then if you like me, a lot of my stress came from me already not working, not knowing how I'm going to pay bills. Did I have to deal with behavior? Did I have to tell, and then I was like, oh my gosh, I'm burnt out. I'm cooking, I'm cleaning. I'm still having to cook 3 meals a day. And now I'm like, oh, now you acting up. What is wrong with you? Why are you doing this? Like, dude, you know how you get upset and you don't want nobody talking to you when you get upset? Well, it's the same thing with your kids. Like, sometimes when I get upset, don't bother me, don't come near me, just let me have this moment. And it's the same thing with your child. Don't bother them. Let them have their moment. Just keep a safe distance, but you do want to do safety. Make sure there's nothing around them where they can hurt themselves or anyone else hurt you, because my son has thrown toys, like, ooh. Like, oh my gosh, about to knock me out. So you just want to be there as emotional support, because this is the time where they need to self-regulate, because as they get older, this is going to be some very important tools and techniques that you're going to be used when they get older. And this is very important. And this is what module 2, we're having those, even when you're in public, having those sensory bags with you at all times. So if the behavior is not at home and it's in public, you have exactly what you need to prepare you for that moment. And this is where we get into techniques and different things of what not to do. So I'm gonna go back over here, look at my notes real quick. Like I said, don't do that. Oh, because they're on that, it's that flight or fight kind of response. Now, me being a behavior, when I was a behavioral tech, this is usually when a child with me, I've been stabbed with a pencil, I've been slapped at, I've been had stuff thrown at me and different things as a behavior tech. And so that's when I said it's that flight or fight response. And you want to be very careful that you don't get hurt in the process, but make sure they stay safe too. And so this is where so that's what I'm saying. Like, when you don't ask them a bunch of questions. So I'm gonna go straight for my notes, because I want to keep, not let this be too long. But you don't want to ask questions like, what's wrong? Why are you acting like this? You embarrass me. Can you use your words? Because just like us, sometimes you don't want to talk. You just need to have that moment. Okay, don't force eye contact. I used to, look at me. What's wrong with you? I used to do that too. Look at me. Didn't know, but now that I know, we do better. And so, you don't want to ask them to explain anything. The biggest thing with in this moment is that you want to be present, but not present, if that makes sense. You want to be present as for, I'm here for you, but at the same time, allowing them to have that space. And so what are some things that you can say to them? Now, one of the things that what I do automatically, if I see my son get into behavior, my biggest thing first is to try to navigate him, well, not navigate him, but direct him to that calm area, to that space, that calm area where he knows, okay, I need to kind of calm down. In this area, he has like a blanket, books, some soft toys and different things like that. But like I said, if you cannot get him to that quiet area, this is what you need to do, or he or she, this is what you need to do next. You can say, I'm here. Just say, here, I'm here. Another thing that I do, I'll be like over here while he's acting up. So then when he looks at me, he see me breathing, and then he'll start breathing too. Because now I'm trying to help him know, okay, this is what you could do. You could breathe. I'm not saying anything, but I'm actually doing the he's actually mirroring. It's a mirror of what I want him to mirror what I'm doing. So, or just do exactly what I'm doing, repeat what I'm doing. So I start breathing. You could say, you know what, I see you having a hard time and it's okay. You know, in my previous module 2, I was saying that I see that you upset. Let me know when you're done. That's another thing that you can do. And then you can say, I'm here for you. I love you. And just kind of giving them comfort. Okay, so another thing is if they do get into a moment where they're having this temper tantrum, not temper tantrum, I'm sorry, y'all, where they're having this meltdown, what you can do is you can sit down, like I said, no talking, no touching. You know, if they kind of seem like they want that hug and different things then, but up until then, let them invite you in their space. Tongue twister. But let them invite you in their space. And then, like I said earlier, just, you know, breathe calmly, kind of just sit there, different things like that. And so that's what you want to do. So if you created a calm area, you can ask, would you like to go to your quiet area? You want to go to a quiet place, or just point, would you like to go, or something. Like I said, if they don't, just sit by them and just sit this until they ready. Or you can also do this. You can start handing them their blanket and handing them something soft or different things so that it'll be there by them. My son too, when he gets upset or whatever, or if he's having a moment, before I'll probably give him a chewy, because he likes to chew on things, and sometimes that comfort him. Just chewing on that chewy, it's like I don't know why, but it helps calm him. And sometimes having a chewy or something is good too. And so, you know, if it, let's say, well, how do I know, or when does this usually happen? It's usually like, for instance, let's say that you're in a public, and now your son is going, or daughter's going to behavior, and then you try to figure out what to do. Something may have triggered him as a bright light. And that's what I said, keeping that sensory bag is going to be so important. I keep mine in my car so that when he has a meltdown, I already have the tools that I knew I need to help get him calm. Because you might not be at home when this happens. You might be in public, and you want to do that. And so you want to do, you know, you want to do that where you give them a safe place. Even though they don't have that calm place, you want to give them a safe place. And so you don't want to say, stop it, you're embarrassing me. You want to kneel down, you want to lower your voice and just say, I see you upset. Okay, so also in that bag, this is where the sensory bag is. I say it's too bright, you can give them the sunglasses. If it's too noisy, you can give them the headphones. And so that's what you want to do. So I also want to talk about safety first. And so if your child is in danger or hurting themselves, clear the area of sharp areas. Use a light hold technique only if trained. Otherwise, stay kind of close and shield gently with pillows or cushion. Never shame or punish them. These are not behavior problems. These are sensory or emotional overload. So, like I said, those, I know I said like kind of repeated, but repetition is good. But those are what you want to do when your child has a meltdown. So you want to create a safe space for them. You want to make sure to use less words. Try to, if you can, try to direct them to that calm place. But if you're not, try to bring a calm toys or items to them so it can help them calm down. And if you want, and so also you breathe, show them what to do as they get upset so they can mirror or repeat what you're doing so they can help get them calm. And that's what you do. And like I said, it varies per child. It's just about knowing your child and paying attention to things, what they like and don't like. It's going to really help in this moment. But the biggest thing is use less words as possible and let them have that moment. And then as you can see them calming down, just let them know, I'm here for you, I love you, and different things like that. And so that's it for module 3. Now we're going to move on to module 4. Welcome again. We on module 4, y'all. We're almost done. These next 3 sessions are more of tools that you can use. It's going to help you when you're dealing with your child. Excuse my son, he is nearby right now because I noticed some things that was kind of off about him, so I have him nearby. Right now he has the headphones. Those are just, it has playing some calm music right now for him because I noticed it was like he was about to go into behavior, so he has some calm music playing in his ear right now. I have a lavender oil that's nearby, so if he does, I see him kind of getting distracted. I rub some oil on him some oil on him. And also I have his pillow nearby. As you can see, he uses pillow a lot, but you know, he's nearby. So if you hear him, I'm sorry, y'all. But I got to keep him nearby because of the fact that I'm not sure if something going on, but I want to make sure I'm keeping an eye on him. But we're on module 4, and we're going to talk about what I've been saying about a sensory kit, how to build your own sensory kit that you can take wherever you go, whether you're at home, whether you're out in public, when your child's at school. This might be, you might want to build something, build a kit for them when they be at school, wherever they need these items. So if they do get upset, they have that comfort and feel safe and different things like that. And so when you're thinking about this kit, you need to think about it's a sensory kit. So you need to have 5 items in this kit. You need something they can see, hear, smell, taste, and touch. So what does that look like? So what sight for them to see? It could be a lava lamp. It could be something that moves. My son, he has like this little thing that's like, it's like, I'm not sure what it's called, but he shakes it, and it's just some things that move around inside. I use that for him. I don't use it too much if he's in behavior, but just if I notice something, I give him to him. If he seems like he's good, but he just kind of just a little bit off and different things. So I do have that for him. So we did sight, something that he can smell. I have lavender oil that I use on him sometimes if I see him, you know, like he's like fidgety and different things. I rub that oil on him and different things to calm him down. You can also use scented Play-Doh, anything with a scent. I brought some scented Play-Doh from Amazon. Excuse me, I'm talking.
Nope.
I'm talking.
Please.
Quiet mouth, please. Thank you. High five. Great job listening. Okay, so I have scented Play-Doh and different things. So I have a lot of stuff with scent. So now we want to go to stuff we hear. Like I told y'all earlier, he has on headphones right now. It is playing him some soft music to keep him calm and different things. You could do like when you in public and you know that your child is sensitive to noise. Make sure you get some noise canceling headphones. If it's light, make sure they have some cool looking sunglasses. So you want to make sure that you have this in your kit. So now we're going to move on. So we did the sight. We did hear, something you smell, something they taste, something like their favorite snacks, salty, sweet. Gum is good too. I had someone tell me that gum is good for older kids, of course, and it helps keep them calm. So you may want to use that as a calming tool. And touch, that's what I'm saying, like his pillow, something soft. He has a weighted blanket that he uses and different things like that. So that is your whole kit. Now I did for this app, for this module, I looked up some things online to help y'all with different tools that y'all could do. They're like helpful apps. So a helpful app is called Breathe, Think, Do with Sesame, and it's great for preschoolers. You have Autism Tracker. It tracks meltdowns, triggers, and patterns. It's ChoiceWorks app. It's good for visual scheduling and different things like that, and timers. It's super simple song. It's calming music for transition. I used to use this in childcare. Big on childcare. Like when I was in childcare, I used to use simple songs for childcare when it came for cleanup, and also when we were transitioning to a new activity. So I can tell you firsthand, I've been using that one for years. And also we have Gold Noodle, and it's movement and mindfulness. So like I said, that's good for apps. Some good for YouTube channels is Cosmetic Kids Yoga, visual timers or calm down videos, slow, sensory, friendly animation clips. So, like I said, these are good. Like if you want some faith-based kind of things, you can get some scriptures cards. You can play South worship music, Jesus Love Me, lullaby or song, prayer time for deep breathing while repeating God is with me. So that's it, y'all. So that is your sensory, build your sensory kit module. Those are some helpful tools that you can use for your child, that you can use with apps, YouTube, and different things like that. So like I said, it's not expensive. It's just some things that you can have on hand. So that is it for this module. We are moving on to module 5. Okay, guys, so this is module 5, and this is a way to reconnect and rebuild with your child after they just had this meltdown. And so the first thing that you want to do is you want to check in with yourself. I have to do this a lot after my son has had a breakdown because emotions are everywhere. Everything's gone wrong and different things like that. And so I check in with myself and said, girl, you did an amazing job.
See?
You did the best you can do. And so you did. You made it. You did good. I'm like, girl, you got myself on the back. And so I have to check in with myself. Sometimes I just step into another side of the room or different things, or go into a room. I do some breathing, like a deep breath in, and it's just a deep breath in. If you do 10 counts, 5 to 10 counts, you go and let it out. Breathe in again. Now breathe out. And it's to get yourself calm back, to get everything kind of self-regulate yourself and different things like that. And this is really good. Now you have to check in with your child to see how they're doing. Just kind of go back over how they felt. Baby, I saw you was upset. I saw that you were angry. You're in a safe space now. Do you feel much better now? And if they're nonverbal, some emotion cards to kind of let them see how they felt. You were upset right now and different things like that. And that's another way to kind of rebuild after they just had that emotional breakdown. So you just always give them that support, that safe space and different things like that. And so that's basically what you do after they've had that type of tantrum. Make sure you take some time out for you to reset. Make sure you take some time out for them to reset. Also do something kind of fun and different things, like go to the park after, like, we had such a day, didn't we? Let's go ahead and go to the park or something, or do something fun, make something with some food, like build some stuff, like some cookies, or make their favorite snack, whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? Because it was a hard time. And that's basically what you do, is after you get through with that, you just rebuild, reset, and recharge, and let them know they're safe and okay. So that's it. That's module 5. Y'all, we are almost done. We're at module 6, and this is the time I want to have a heart on heart with you, as being a mom with an autistic child, but also as a woman of faith. There's no way I could have gotten through all of this in my life if I had not had God by my side. And so I want to take this last module to encourage you, uplift you, and give something to you that God gave to me. And I want you to take it and run with it. The first thing I want to tell you is this: you are not a mistake. Your child is not a mistake. Everything that happened has happened for a reason. I want to give you, this is something that I did as a devotional, and I want to share with you all. But it is, number one, notice that you were chosen for this. God knew exactly what he was doing when he put your child with you. That blessing. Yeah, it's some hard times, but children are such a blessing. And even with those little things, that's different. Your child is so special, and you are special. Can you imagine all the people in the world that God chose you to take this task on, that for most people they can't even do it, but you were able to do this? Each day you give up, you show up 100%, and I want to give you a clap, say, awesome job, awesome job. You're doing an amazing job. But as I said, you were chosen on purpose. In the Bible, it tells us in Jeremiah 1:5, it says, before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart. And so I want you to say, God has chosen me. I have what it takes. And even when I feel I don't have it, I have it, because Philippians 4:13 says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. So you are equipped. You got this. The second thing is that this is, like I said, this is a devotion that I do a lot for myself. But it says, when you're tired, weary, and wondering why, you might be asking, why is this so hard? Why won't my child speak? Why does it feel like no one understands? But God, oh, what is this? Thank you, baby. But God understands. He knows it. He sees it. And I want to give you some scriptures with this one. Isaiah 40:29, it says, He gives strength to the weary and increases the power of the weak. Matthew 11:28, come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. And so you can say this in the prayer, Lord, I'm tired. I'm doing the best I can. But please refill me up. Remind me that I'm not alone. And think about it, y'all. He never leaves us. He's always with us. Even when we don't feel like it, He's always there. Now, the third thing I want you to do is I want you to speak life over your child. Your words carry spiritual weight. Speak the word over your child, especially when you can't see the progress yet. And you're going to say this aloud. My child is fearfully and wonderfully made. Psalms 139:14. My child has the mind of Christ. First Corinthians 2:16. God has a future and hope for my child. Jeremiah 29:11. Peace around my child like a river. Isaiah 66:12. And even if they don't talk, God's son know what they're saying. Because my son, he have a few times enunciated words, but I like, God, you hear it, and it is done, it's done, it's done, and he loves it. Like, don't let no gospel play. He be like, hallelujah, praise you, Jesus. If I say right now, Gabriel, pray for me, he'll be like this. I don't know what he's saying, but I know God hear it, and so it's still good. It's still good. And so I want this next thing I want to tell you is to keep showing up for yourself in grace, not guilt. You won't always get it right. You gonna make mistakes, y'all. With all this knowledge I have, I still make mistakes. I still miss the mark. I still don't get it right. Sometimes I miss something and I'm like, oh my gosh, I didn't see that. But I got to give myself grace. Give grace to yourself. It is okay. You're not perfect. We all make mistakes. And keep in mind, I've been working with kids for over 15 plus years. And even with all that experience, I still make mistakes. And guess what? It's okay. I'm still equipped. It doesn't mean I'm less equipped. I'm still equipped. And it's the same thing for you. Give yourself grace. It's okay if you don't get it all the time. It's not meant for you to be perfect. It's meant for you to be there, to support your child, help guide your child, whatever you need to do to make sure your child knows that they are loved and they are in a safe place. And that's all that matters at the end of the day. So one of the things, the scriptures that I tell myself is 2 Corinthians 12:9, and it says, my grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in your weakness. And one of the things, the affirmation I tell myself is that I'm not failing, I'm learning, I'm growing, and God is with me. God is always with me. And so your worship is warfare. So every time you praise, instead of panic, every time you shift the atmosphere in your home, every time you worship while folding laundry, wiping tears, or sitting through therapy, you are doing spiritual warfare. In Psalms 34:18, it says, the Lord is close to the brokenhearted, and He saves those who are crushed in spirit. So y'all, these are songs that I do. You may like it. I'm not sure your background, but these are some I do. Tasha Cobb, ooh, you know who I am. Well, I'm sorry, you know my name. Now you know I am. You know my name. Refiner, Maverick City. Oh my gosh, I love Maverick City. I am not alone. Kari Jacoby. I might be saying his name, Kari Jacoby. Do It Again, Elevation Worship. Oh my gosh, I love Elevation Worship. And you know, you can just say like a little quick prayer. Lord, cover my mind. Give me peace. Give me a peace that surpasses all understanding. I am more than able. I can do this. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. I am the head and not the tail. I am above and not beneath. I'm blessed coming in. I'm blessed coming out. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. The devil's under my feet. These are just prayers you can pray quickly, and it's effective. And so I think that's all the scriptures I have. But I just wanted to tell you that I love you. I don't know you, but I love you. You know why? Because God loves you. You are special. You are wonderful. You are amazing. There is no one on earth like you. God was so strategic with you that He gave you your own fingerprint. You are special to Him. And never think you're not. Okay. You are such a blessing. Okay. It's okay, baby. You are such a blessing. And if anyone told you, you are amazing. And that's the end of these modules. I hope this blessed you. If this blessed you, make sure to share. Leave a testimony on my website about how much this module has blessed you. Let me know. Reach out to me on TikTok on Kingdom_Mama. And just, I leave videos all the time. So if you need another resource, I'm constantly leaving tips, encouragement. Sometimes I have moments and I just share it on that. So make sure you follow me. But like I said, once again, if this blessed you and these techniques helped you, make sure to leave a testimony on my page so I can see it and know, okay, this wasn't all this time I spent to build this, all this time I put this together, that it was not in vain. So make sure you leave your testimony on my website at AskWilmer, AskWilmer.com, and let me know how much this blessed you. And you can also reach on to me at TikTok at Kingdom_Mama. And I constantly post videos and different things on that page, different tips and different things that I've used over the years with my son. So once again, I hope this blessed you as much as it blessed me. Just making it so you have a blessed day and know that you got this and you're doing an amazing job. Thank you.